Hello students, welcome to Prosper Education. In this video, we are going to discuss about class 8th chapter number 1 rational numbers. In this video, we are going to cover only the introduction part. We are going to study about what are rational numbers and its four main properties. Okay, so without doing any further delay, let's move to our topic. But before moving on to our topic, we will discuss few things which you have already studied in your previous class. Let's have a look at it. Okay, so what are natural numbers? See students, you have already studied about natural numbers in your class 6th. Natural numbers are the numbers which we use for counting in our day-to-day life. It starts with number 1, 2, 3, 4 and so on. See students, whenever you want to count the number of things you are having, for example, the number of toys you are having, the number of subjects you are going to study in your class 8th, the number of textbooks you have to buy, the number of notebooks you are going to buy, you always start your counting with 1, 2, 3, 4 and so on. So these numbers are known as natural numbers, or in a more simpler language, they are also called counting numbers. They are represented by letter N. Next is whole numbers. What are whole numbers? All natural numbers including 0 are called whole numbers. They are represented by letter W. Next, integers. Integers you have studied very well in your class 7th. All natural numbers and the negatives including 0 are called integers and they are represented by letter Z. Now the main question arises. What are rational numbers? So let's have a look at it. See students, for rational number we have three main conditions. The first condition is any number which can be expressed in the form of P by Q or P upon Q, that is in the fraction form. Second condition, where P and Q are the integers. Third condition, that the Q should not be equal to 0. Now students, can you please tell me why this third condition is there, that Q should not be equal to 0? What is the problem with Q should not be equal to 0? See students, if you try to divide anything divided by 0 in your PC or whatever, you will always find that anything divided by 0 is not defined. It will show an error there. Okay, that is why the third condition is there. See, it's very simple. You cannot divide anything into 0 parts. Okay, so you need to remember that there are three conditions. First, it can be expressed in the form of P by Q. Second, P and Q are integers. And third, that the Q should not be equal to 0. So here are a few examples: 2 by 3, minus 5 by 8, 4 by 9, etc. And they are represented by a letter Q. Okay. Now the next question is 0 a rational number? Can you call 0 a rational number? So let's see. So yes, 0 is a rational number because it can be expressed in the form of P by Q. You can write 0 as 0 upon 1, 0 upon 2, 0 upon 1000, 0 upon million and so on, because it is equivalent to 0 only. Since it satisfies all the three conditions, we can classify 0 as a rational number. Means we can consider 0 as a rational number. Similarly, all the integers can be considered as rational numbers, because all the integers can be written in P by Q form. Here I have taken for example like 2, 4, 9, minus 19. These are integers. We can write 1 in the denominator. You have already studied that if nothing is there in the denominator, you can write 1 in the denominator. It doesn't make a difference. So we conclude here that all the integers are also rational numbers. Hope this much is clear to you. Now, we will try to understand the relation between natural, whole, integer and rational numbers through a picture. See, you can see here all natural are whole number, all whole number are integers, and all the integers are rational numbers. Clear? N natural number, W whole number, Z integers and Q is rational numbers. Okay, So now our next topic is properties of rational number. The first property is closure property. See students, we are going to discuss 4 properties in this video. But all the 4 properties we are going to discuss for all the 4 operations, that is add, subtract, multiply and divide. So the first property is closure property. We will see first for the addition. Now what does a closure property says? So according to closure property, if you are taking any 2 numbers, like here we are studying for rational numbers, so we will consider any 2 rational number. So suppose you are taking any 2 rational number a and b, then their sum a plus b should also be a rational number. So here I have explained with an example. 1 by 2 and 7 by 8, both are rational numbers and their sum is also rational number. Therefore we can say rational numbers are closed under addition. Similarly you can show it for subtraction. See, 1 by 2 minus 7 by 8 is equal to minus 3 by 8, which is again a rational number. Next, they are also closed under multiplication. If you are multiplying any 2 rational number, the answer is a rational number. But they are not closed under division. Why so? Because for rational number 0, if you are trying to divide any number by 0, it is not defined or undefined, as I already told you. So rational numbers are not closed under addition. Clear? Now next property is commutative property, like very easy property. Commutative property means that the order does not matter when you are doing any operation with 2 rational numbers. We will see first for addition that if you add any 2 rational number a plus b and b plus a, any order, the answer is going to come the same. See, 1 by 2 plus 7 by 8, the answer is 11 by 8. Similarly 7 by 8 plus 1 by 2, answer is same, 11 by 8. That is, the order does not matter when you are adding 2 rational numbers. But this is not the case for subtraction. In subtraction the answer changes. If the order is changed, the answer is changed. You can see here the answer is minus 3 by 8, while here the answer is 3 by 8. For multiplication also, order doesn't matter. The answer is going to come the same. For division, the answer will be different. Okay. So we can say that rational numbers are commutative only for addition and multiplication. Let's move to our next property, that is associative property. Just like commutative property, we have associative property but for 3 numbers. Okay. Commutative property was for 2 numbers, associative is for 3 numbers. So the same way, if you are taking any 3 rational numbers a, b and c, their sum is going to come the same no matter what order you are taking. I have added first to this and then the first one, and in other case I have taken first 2 and then the third one. See, you can see here in the example the answer is the same. But this is not the case for the subtraction. For multiplication also the order does not matter. I have taken here 3 rational numbers and the answer is the same. Also for division the answer will be different. So associative property is also true for only 2 cases, that is addition and multiplication. Now last property is distributive property. According to the distributive property, a cross b plus c is equal to a cross b plus a cross c. That if you first add 2 quantities and then multiply, or you first multiply and then add, the answer is going to come the same. This property is true for rational number and this property is also true over subtraction, that is a cross b minus c is equal to a cross b in brackets minus a cross c in brackets. See, here I have taken one example, the same example, 1 by 2, 7 by 8, 3 by 4. First I added these 2, answer was 13 by 8, and then I multiplied 13 1, 13, 8 2, 16. And in next case I multiplied first. So 7 by 16 and 3 by 8, and then I added, answer was 13 by 16. So in both the cases answer was same. So the distributive property is true of multiplication over addition and also true over subtraction. So that was all for today. Students, if you have liked this video, don't forget to press the like, share and subscribe button. Okay, that's all for today. Thank you.